Hey guys, Cam for 15, back at it with another video for you guys, joined by my Uncle Daryl. I think this might be the first time, no, second time this year you've been on a game recap.
Yeah, man, these hours are rough on the old man, man. I mean, you know, getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and luckily for me, that last night's game was a 9 p.m. game,
Well, yeah,
and
you ain't gonna like the Packer game. It's a late night, late afternoon game.
yeah, I gotta admit, I'm not. But you know what? With the way the Bears play, it gives me a lot of hope that I might be able to make it through these late days, even if I got to call out. Man, the Bears looking so good right now. It just is. I got to fight through these late nights.
Yeah. Now, I initially did record my game recap after the game or a few hours after the game, obviously ended, but because I hadn't uploaded the video yet, I decided to bring my Uncle Daryl on, at least sadly during the Michigan game, but whatever, it is what it is. Anyways, the
Well,
Bears.
as an Alabama fan, we don't care about Ohio State, Michigan. So when you hit me up about the video, I was like, okay, cool. It's gonna be before Alabama Auburn, so I should be able to get this done, get a few winks, and then wake up for Alabama Auburn. So I thank you for this.
But yeah, so the Bears, listen, people kept doubting on them. They kept saying they were frauds and they weren't doing any wins or getting any big time wins. Again, I saw one tweet say yesterday, well, albeit the Bears still beat the Eagles, they're still frauds, They got to go out there and they got to go beat Green Bay for me to say otherwise. And I'm just like, well, does that mean the Cowboys are fraud because they beat the Eagles and then the Chiefs on back-to-back days? Are the New England Patriots frauds? They're number one seed in the AFC and they beat Tampa Bay and Buffalo as their two big wins. So I don't know why people are going to continue to bring up, oh, well, the Bears ain't really played anybody. I've said it time and
Well,
time again. Um,
well,
go
I
ahead, go
mean,
ahead.
the NFL in itself is getting wins in the NFL is difficult, period. Um, because each team is different. You have to match up with each team. And the Bears have been doing all this winning while getting to know themselves as well.
Yep,
So, in addition to all of that noise, you and I hear it, but so do the Bears.
yep.
And they wanted to come out, I'm sure, and show that they were not frauds. I'm sorry. Dude, I keep saying this. I'll say it ad nauseum. There are three ways to winning football: run the ball, stop the run, quarterback don't make any mistakes. And the Bears did all of those three things. The first two they did flawlessly. Now, granted, the third one, Caleb Williams, he had a rough first half. I mean, to some extent, he had a rough
Rough
game.
game.
But that second half, I can tell you, he did not make any mistakes. And in fact, the, the I mean the kill point of the game was that touchdown he threw to Komet.
Yeah, yeah,
After
that was the
after
key.
that, that was the dagger. And I mean, that's when people started leaving the stadium. That's when you see the head coach of the Eagles. He's just sighing and closing his eyes because he knew it was basically over.
Yep.
And I mean, this was probably the first game this season where I can honestly say the Bears dominated from first the first snap to the last snap.
Yeah.
Dominated.
Plain and simple.
Dominate. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen domination like this. Ooh,
In a long time.
ooh, man. Maybe I don't even want to make anybody happy by saying, you know, 84. But that running game, man, shades of Walter Payton and Matsui. Just Eagles couldn't stop them. And the O line, oh my gosh.
I look,
But
I don't know
you
what they
go,
must
you
have
go
did it
ahead,
during the
you
I don't
go
know
ahead
what
and do your lead into all of this stuff because I mean I could go on and on about that O line the entire this entire broadcast.
yeah. Look, the game just won. Look, it's absolutely crazy. A year ago, yesterday, we had that insane. And the funny part is, it was on my birthday too. The Thanksgiving Day game against the Lions, where you could have found a way to try to maybe come back against the Lions, get a win, or maybe at least tie it to go to overtime. And for whatever reason, your head coach on the sideline freezes up and doesn't call a timeout, and
Mm-hmm.
game's over. Black
Mm-hmm.
Friday, again yesterday, but Black Friday, that's when he ended up getting finally fired.
Yeah.
Fast forward a year ago to the same exact day, I guess even the same exact Black Friday holiday, right? You go into Philadelphia, where even I'm like, well, I don't know if we win, but maybe we win, and if we do, hey, we're still up in the standings. But if we lose, all right, we can afford maybe a loss, and you got to go win and beat Green Bay next week. Um,
Yeah.
but for the fact that from jump on, even though we didn't get that for the fourth down conversion, we still moved the ball and we ran the ball on these dudes. And just for the fact that we came into Philadelphia, the Super Bowl champions place, beat these dudes handily. Handily. You can't tell me that there hasn't been a culture change. There hasn't been something. Now, yes, maybe Mike Vrabel can make the point. I made this tweet yesterday. Honestly, for the fact of what Ben Johnson has done, he should be unanimous coach of the year, in my opinion. Now, again, Vrabel has a point to make. He's doing great things in New England, but just from the standpoint, the reason why I say that is this dude is using the exact same team Eberflus had, with the exception of a few pieces that are different, which is mostly the offensive line, really. And he's completely turned this entire team that were a bunch of losers that basically gave up once the going got tough. And then he's basically made them resiliently strong. And this is why I said week after week after week in my game recaps, all these wins, whether they were ugly wins and we came out by the crook of our freaking nail, you'll take those because this is only going to help you win games down the road in this tough stretch that we're going to be on. And on top of it, you do make a playoff, get a playoff spot. It gets you ready for the playoffs to know, like, okay, hey, we're down in the 2 minute period in the fourth quarter. We need to go down the field and go get a touchdown in a critical playoff game to go to the next round, or even hell, win the Super Bowl. You already been
Even
there,
more
done that.
importantly, do all of that on the road
Yep.
under adverse conditions in the playoffs. This game right there was proof that this team is resilient enough to come into your building and get you. They're showing that right now. So, granted, now I'm not going to just, I get all the talk about coach of the year. For me, that's all white noise that's just outside. And I think we shouldn't listen to all of that stuff right now because for me, the goal is not these individual accolades that may or may not be handed down. So I mean, the goal is to stay focused, take this win as great as it was, pile it in with the rest. But today they 0-0 and they got to prepare for Green Bay. Green Bay is different. For me, Green Bay is different than what they did to Philadelphia. We got to get these division wins. That's most important. Getting these division wins. And we got our number one, our joker, our number one bad guy. We got them twice. And we got to get them both. That tie that Green Bay has is hurting us if they beat us.
Yeah.
I mean, because in a sense, they got a half a game on us, and we got to make sure we get them twice. So, granted, I do like the talk about coach of the year and all this other Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel. Yeah, that's great, but let's stay focused enough to make sure that we stay on point because the goal right now, we got to beat Green Bay. As great as this win was, let's don't read the newspaper clippings. Just get in the practice, listen to your coaches, and let's focus on beating Green Bay.
So, look, let's let's get into this game. I thought Caleb Williams was eh, he ain't
Yeah,
really. He just made the timely plays when needed, but outside of that, like I attribute some of the inaccuracies to win. Again, some of the inaccuracy. Look, this is my thing, and I said this in my other recorded game recap. If it's Caleb Williams being inaccurate, it's one thing if Caleb Williams inaccurate. It's another thing when receivers just can't drop or just drop the ball or they slipping and sliding all over the place like they did last week. Like when he puts it in the area where it's supposed to be in, DJ Moore, Luther Burden was falling over. And I'm like, dude, come on now.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then like you look at the one out route, where he just sailed it over Roma Dunze's head. Look, can't happen. I
Yeah,
personally thought
he missed a Doomsday a lot. He missed Luther Burden on one that probably would have got him a touchdown. I mean, he missed Loveland a couple of times too. So and you are absolutely correct. Last week and this week were two total dichotomies of Caleb Williams. Last week, guys was just dropping passes. They were on point. They were bumbling. They were fumbling. They were falling. This week, he was just flat out missing the mark. He was either too high, too low, he was behind receivers, way too ahead of receivers, over their heads. And, you know, and do credit Philadelphia's pass rush a little bit on that one. The interception, believe it or not, was on a screen pass in which they expected it. Um, he was basically throwing at the feet when he realized nothing was going to come out of it. He did throw the ball away, as in the case of if you look at his completion percentage, it was decent. It was low by Caleb Williams standards because normally he's pretty accurate. So, you know, he was not good that first half. That second half, it was a little bit of the same, but at the same time, though, he made sure that whatever he was going to do with that football, he did not want to give that ball back to the Eagles.
yeah, and again, I attribute probably the wins being a factor into that. I know that one where he
Maybe,
tried to
maybe,
throw,
maybe.
he threw to Roma Dunze trying to get to the end zone. Personally, just me looking, I think the wind caught that ball, and I personally thought that Roma Dunze should have ran back and came back for that ball instead of just diving out for it, whatever. But
Yeah,
like that's in those situations, you got to bail your quarterback out, if he doesn't make the best of throws, and that's come back to the ball. And I do think a little bit of Rome I've seen this year. It's been nice, but at the same time, I see again the drops and then some of the simple stuff like, look, man, if you're gonna try to be our future number one receiver, you just gotta sometimes help your quarterback out. When it's time to catch the ball, catch the ball. When you need to come back to the ball to bail out a bad throw, please come back to the football.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now in those situations, yeah, come back to the ball because you're really never going to know where the ball is going to go, and you got to be prepared. And most times, the quarterback sees what you don't see as a wide receiver, and he's
Yeah.
going to throw it in the area,
Yep.
maybe not necessarily where you want it to be as a receiver, but it is your job to go get that football and keep it away from the defense.
And I
And
think
you know,
I think on the
Rome,
broadcast they specified like he was probably the fourth read in that progression, anyways.
correct. Correct. So he's going through, and Caleb Williams is doing all the necessary things to ensure that, you know, that possession is important. It is important in the NFL, really important in the NFL. So he's not gunslinging. He's not. But at the same time, though, there are times in which, yeah, he's clearly throwing the ball away. There are times in which he is missing his mark. But there are times in which he is throwing that ball in a particular area and he expects his wide receiver to just go get it. And Adunze and to some extent DJ Moore
Mhm.
are failing him in that regard.
And I honestly think like the best receiver on the team with the best hands is probably Loveland
Yeah, I agree. I
because
agree.
Loveland
And
made the one.
he gets the best matchups too.
Yeah. And because like on the first, I think with the first drive, Loveland made a crazy reach out catch on an out route that Caleb thought
Yep.
wrong that he could catch it, and then even on the fourth
Yep.
down catch, albeit Blankenship tripped and fell, Caleb Williams still delivered the ball, and dude still caught it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
So I
obviously,
mean, Loveland is doing. Actually, both tight ends did really well.
Mhm.
Um, because if you really look at how they ran the football, running the football is a total team effort, not just the offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers. Oh my goodness. Zacchaeus, man, he cleared out. Oh my, the wide receivers deserve really big ups for how they blocked with this running game. When they saw how they were blowing these guys off the football, it encouraged them to beat them cornerbacks up even more. And I got to admit, I really do appreciate how the wide receivers and tight ends help the offensive line out, but it's total domination by the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. You'll take it. You will take it. Receiving wise, leading receiver was Cole Kmet with that one touchdown. That throw was crazy. Dude's rolling to his Caleb's rolling to his left. I think the first read was gonna be that DeAndre Swift just check it down to DeAndre Swift and he stays in bound to keep the clock running. But then Caleb just willing to say, you know what, let's just end this and put this game away. And he effortlessly just threw it.
Yeah,
touchdown. I was hoping that Cole Kmet would have catch that because typically Cole Kmet drops passes like that.
and on top of that, it's just what we said earlier. He threw it in an area where only the receiver could go get it. Amazing. And he threw it off his back foot, if I'm not right. Yeah. So that was a really good throw. And Kmet did come down with it. And
that basically
was big. And Kmet deserved that as well, too, because Loveland's been getting a lot of love, so to speak, you know, from the fans. And Kmet seemed to be this forgotten guy in the tight end room. And it was good for him to get that TD just to show that he's a part of this club as well, too. And yeah, we do appreciate him for that.
Yeah. Look, before we get to the run game and stuff like that, again, it just goes to show we found a way to win this game with just a one game, some solid defense, and average to maybe below average quarterback play. The same is going to be said every single game. When this dude figures it out, turns it on, and he's consistent from the pocket or just making accurate, timely throws, I'm not going to say it's over, but this offense is going to be looking maybe even better than what Ben Johnson had in Detroit. And it might be a problem.
Because I got to admit, we have had games in which the running game is really good and Caleb Williams has been, okay to average. We have had games in which Caleb Williams is stupendous and the running game is, okay, to average. And we've talked about that before with, DeAndre Swift trying to, do the whirling dervish and, and not hitting the hole, and then them trusting Kyle Monangai. So we've gone through all of that. So now having that one game, and I hope it's next week. I hope it's next week where they put it all together. And Caleb has a great game, and along with this running game as well, too. And let's be honest, no one really mentioned that the linebackers were not, our regular linebackers were not in the game. Because that front seven was all over Saquon Barkley. I don't care who the linebackers was. Saquon Barkley saw all three of them. It didn't really matter. Dennis Allen's game plan was just fantastic. Stop that run. Yep. Stop the run, and we will beat these guys. Yep. I mean, AJ Brown was really the only one that really did anything. Yep. And I think once Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon, get their win and get their legs together, I mean, this Bears secondary is elite.
Yeah.
Did I say elite? The Bears secondary?
Yeah. The run game was absolutely amazing. Like, legitimately. We're in the third quarter. And this is when I was like, when the Eagles are trying to make their push to come back in the game and everything, and then the Bears were starting to bumble over, like, especially after the Caleb interception. I'm like, oh, here we go. This is going to be the part where we're going to lose the game, and the Eagles are going to get momentum, and they're just going to go straight forward. Now, luckily, the Bears, we'll talk about on the defensive side of the ball, they managed to get that turnover thanks to Deshaun Wright. But at that point, like, even I was, at a point, Ben Johnson, I was just like, Ben Johnson, your quarterback don't got it today. Just run the football. I don't care if it's third and long. Yes, that's when you pass. But if it's 3rd and 5 or anything shorter, run the football and trust your running backs because your quarterback don't got it.
Dude, he ran the ball on 2nd and 19 and picked up 18 yards with Monangai. I'm like, man, he trusted that run game from the rooter to the tutor. So, I mean, you are right. He knew Williams was off.
Yep.
He knew Williams didn't have it. So he just probably like, hey, guys, DeAndre, let me know right now. I'm running these plays off tackle. You better make sure you hitting that hole and hitting it hard.
Yep.
Kyle, I got to admit, I don't need to tell you this, but your quarterback ain't got it. You need to make sure you dive your head in and you all take some bodies with you. And they did to the tune of 255 yards between the two of them.
Yep. And I think that's the Bears record since 1985 from Walter Payton. I forgot who the other running back was.
Matsui.
But they
Matsui. Him and Matsui. Yes, sir.
These stats. Kyle Monangai got 22 carries for 130 yards. I started him in fantasy. He gave me a nice, crisp 19 points.
Yeah, unfortunately, the guy that is anyway, go ahead.
He averaged 5.9 yards per carry. And then DeAndre Swift, 18 carries for 125 yards. He averaged 6.9 yards a carry.
And what's more important, they 45 carries as a team? They ran the ball 45 times? 47 times as a team. As a team. Man, for the tune of 281 yards. Man.
Yeah.
That man, I'm trying to tell you, that O-line, the wide receivers, them tight ends. Granted, I hope at the end of the game, and we never saw it. We saw these other that, hopefully Ben Johnson gave a game ball to that O-line.
He did.
I hope he did.
He did.
He did? Okay, good. Because I got to admit, man, I mean, they were just dominant. Dominant. They were blowing these cats off the ball. And we talking about Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. They getting blown off the ball. Yeah. They got worn down. They were tired. Them big 300-pound bodies were gassed. And the O-line just kept hitting them.
Yeah, and I think Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, they only made like one impact play. Like Jordan Davis blew up a run play, and then Jalen Carter only got a sack. And after that, they did nothing. I was absolutely shocked.
Actually, I don't even recall Jalen Carter doing much of anything. Now, I did see there were 2 plays in which Jordan Davis got into the into the backfield and made a tackle in which he did his, he did something special. But
yeah, and and then it's like Swift, and it was funny because I was about to tweet like, bro, see, this is why I don't need Swift on the team anymore. And then next, Swift goes off for a long yard grind. I'm like, never mind, I'm not gonna tweet that. Yeah. But look, they're 2 good complementary backs with each other. Swift is like your speed right there, but he did play at Georgia, so he does have some power there. But Kyle Monangai, like the past few weeks, I would be seeing Kyle Monangai run. He lays fools out. Like, lays dudes out and puts them. And when you hear that pop on the TV screen, you're just like, okay, yeah. No. And it's absolutely crazy.
Oh, yeah. He hit somebody.
Like, I was absolutely shocked. I'm just like, look, those dudes did their thing. Thing. Again, with Swift, he's in the final year's contract. Look, I don't know if we're going to bring Swift back. If he comes back on a team-friendly deal, fine. But I don't. If he has a crazy number, I'm not paying him that. No.
I agree with you there too. And here's one thing that you also didn't mention that I was hoping you would get at. The tush push. They only had one opportunity for the tush push, and yeah, Deshaun Wright got a turnover, but we would have stopped it anyway.
Yeah.
We would have stopped it anyway. He was short of the line of game anyway.
Yep.
And it just so happened Deshaun Wright saw that ball, and just like any good attack dog, when you see that ball and that ball is in your LZ, that ball belongs to me, not you. And Deshaun Wright took it away.
Yep.
We even had the tush push pet. Great coaching by Ben Jones.
And then last thing offensively, I want to bring up the offensive line. Though we talk, we've been doing these game recaps for the past like 3-4 years, and we always talked about
Hmm.
how bad the trenches were, and we need to address the trenches.
Yep.
Look, I don't know what look, the first 2 weeks or first couple of weeks, the offensive line played like what we saw the past 4 years.
Yep.
I don't know what the heck they did in the bye week. They must have told these guys, we're gonna start docking you pay, or we're gonna start doing something to get you guys to actually start blocking and provide
Yep.
for your quarterback and your running backs. And then after the bye week, since then, these dudes fire off the ball. They are blocking dudes and they're pummeling dudes. One, it also helps. You made the change from Braxton Jones to Theo Benedict. And look, Ozzy Trapillo, second start. We were calling this. Look, I was one too, and I'm one to admit it. I was calling this guy a bust because like this dude looking like he more, from what the reports were saying, he playing more right tackle than left tackle. This guy slots in
Mm-hmm.
for left tackle for Theo Benedict, and he's come out and he's put great back-to-back weeks. He only got beat like one time in the game on that one sack play, but outside of that,
Yep.
Trapillo's been amazing, and his offensive line has
Mm-hmm.
been amazing.
Now,
Darnell
what
Wright again.
I'll chalk it up as maybe not necessary as chemistry.
Yeah.
They just brought, I mean, what, four, four new guys in via free agency.
Yep. And then
And,
draft.
and then obviously you have Braxton Jones, and they drafted Benedict and Trapillo. So, I mean, it was just chemistry, trying to make sure the right mix of guys, at the right time. You know, I'll chalk it up as that. And yes, the Bears' offensive line woes go back years, and we were hoping that maybe just the right coach can actually get these things together. And that's what they really focused on this offseason, getting the right coaches
Yep.
to lead these guys where they need them to go. So, but,
Yeah. I
and
I don't know what Chris Morgan last year was coaching these guys up to do, but Dan Rochard is coming these dude in the building, and you can make a case. Darnell Wright potentially could be a Pro Bowler. Joe Tooney definitely gonna be a Pro Bowler this year.
yep,
Um,
Dahlman too.
Dahlman, he's completely changed it, and I'm thinking like the first early on, I'm like, maybe we kind of albeit we had to overpay for him to get him because we need this quality
Yeah,
center, but I'm like, he's not
yeah,
playing like the center we're paying him to be. And even Jonah
that's
Jackson,
correct.
he wasn't looking good to start the season on. And the next thing you know,
Oh,
you don't hear
heck
nothing
no.
about these guys.
Oh, heck no. I mean, again, it just for me, it's all about chemistry. Not only do they have to get to know themselves, they have to be able to get to know the cadence of the wide receiver, not the wide receiver, the cadence of the quarterback that he chooses to use in order to snap the football. It's all about timing and getting to know each other, blase, blase, blase. And I think right now, this game was a culmination of all of that hard work. But again, we got to continue and keep it going. Green Bay.
Yeah. Special teams is fine. They've been fine the past few weeks. I'll take it. It looks like
Yep.
Hightower finally cleaned up the coverage issues on return. So that's good.
Yeah, they're getting returns. They're getting kickoff returns past the 30 now, which I think is actually a success in itself.
Albeit I still need Tory Taylor to punt the ball and pin teams deep, please. Like, please prove why you're drafted fourth. Otherwise, like, I'd just rather go get another punter to go pin teams deep. But that's my only issue
Yeah,
with
I get.
special teams too.
Yeah,
Like,
over
I
the past
understand
couple
those weeks were
weeks,
bad,
yes.
but
Yeah,
like continuously, I see this guy. We be on the we have to punt. We be on our own 40. This guy gets it to damn near their own 40 on the punt.
yeah,
Pin them deep. And this guy
yeah.
coming out of Iowa, which is also another place that has bad weather, and he was
Yep.
he was pinning teams deep. You're drafted fourth overall pick, dude. Kick the freaking ball.
Yeah.
And your gunners just need to run down there and make sure they're containing it before it gets into the end zone. But I don't know what they're coaching there. That's just me. So
Yeah.
defensively.
Well, I mean, again, again, he got 2 years in, and I mean, I think he'll be fine. Let's just give him a little bit more of an opportunity. But as a snapper, he's awesome. I
Yeah,
mean, not a snapper, as a holder, he's awesome.
yeah, yeah. Defensively, geez, I look, man. I thought we were gonna get gashed by Saquon because we got gashed last week against the Steelers, mostly through Gainwell and a little bit of Jalen Warren. I'm like, oh great, we're gonna
Yeah.
have a tough time. And dude, look, Dennis Allen, man. I don't know what he was coaching these boys up to do, but defensive line was getting off their blocks.
Yep.
Linebackers fit in their gaps, and then even you had some the DBs coming in to fill in. And look, we know that Eagles offense has been struggling all year. Kevin Patalo's offense is probably the most predictable offense probably yet. The Bears players were hinting at it when they were talking to some of the media members. Senior guard CJ Gardner Johnson was talking about it. I think on the show with LaShawn
Mm-hmm.
McCoy and Emmanuel Ocho, he gave like a wink, like, yeah, they're pretty predictable. Um, and look, what more else can I say about this defense? This defense is impressing me. We didn't get one sack on Jalen Hurts. Not one sack, but we still kept him in check. Yes, look, you expect AJ Brown to cook you over the top. Yes, you expect that to happen. Like now, could Nashawn Wright have done a better job at putting himself in a better position there? Yes, but it's AJ Brown for crying out loud. What do you
Yeah,
expect?
yeah. For crying out loud, that's AJ Brown. That's all they. That's all they had anyway. Look for AJ Brown, but the pass rush did keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket where we need him to be. Because I mean, he's not the greatest of all passers, especially when you know
Man, he
the
missed
option for AJ
Devontae
Brown
Smith.
is gone.
He missed Devontae Smith right down
Man,
there. If he didn't miss him, that's a touchdown. And at that point, I was like, why
yep,
are we going straight up cover zero, whatever? We're just sending the
yeah,
house. But luckily, Jalen
yeah.
Hurts
So,
threw an inaccurate ball.
and I knew we were going to have a really good time, especially now that Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon were back with the way Nashawn Wright has been playing
Yep.
and CJ Gardner Johnson. That I mentioned earlier in this broadcast that the Bears secondary is elite. And yes, they got two more turnovers
Yep. Kevin
for a
Byard
league
again.
leading 26. Yeah, a league leading 26. So the secondary is elite. So you guys better make sure that if you are coming with a passing game, yeah, now if the Bears get that pass rush together,
I think that's
I,
something they're gonna have to
I,
address in the draft, or may unless if they feel confident.
yeah, or maybe get a late signing that might be able to get to the quarterback somewhere.
Well, that
But
for
if this
depth, and
defense
then
gets to the quarterback, with the way this,
unless you feel like you're strong enough, and Poles feel strong enough that you're willing to maybe freaking go get a Max Crosby or a Miles Garrett, if you're willing to give crazy compensation to get them, well, I say morally address that in the draft and have a homegrown dude because you already have a paid pass rusher. So just go find
that's
one in
true.
the draft.
Well, I
Um,
mean that's true, but I was just speaking about this year.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, if there's someone we can pick up, or let's just stay on the
Oh,
waiver wire that might be able to help. But I'm just being speculative. But there's no one we can probably pick up this late in the game who's going to
yep,
help this pass rush.
yep.
So I mean, we're just going to have to. Dennis Allen's just going to have to figure out a way to get to the quarterback. Now, recently he's been blitzing with Brisker and Gardner Johnson, and to some extent it has been working.
Yep.
But but I would imagine that that's probably the biggest flaw to this defense right now, getting to the quarterback.
Yep. Personally, I want Kevin Byard. He deserves a contract extension. I've already said this. Tremaine Edmonds deserves a contract extension for the way he's played this year.
Yep.
Senior Gardner Johnson. Do not let that guy lead the building. That should
Don't
be an
let him go.
instant re-signing.
Because this defense started balling. I mean, balling. They were doing pretty good with the turnover, but this defense started balling once that guy showed up.
Yeah.
Don't let him go.
I don't know
I
why
know he
Ron
can
Poles
rub
still
people the
haven't
wrong
offered him
way.
a contract extension right now. Just give him the money right now. I
Yeah.
guarantee you he signs that.
Now I wouldn't. I'd be like, you know what? Let him stay on this roll he going on, and we'll deal with that contract stuff in the off season. Let's see what happens. But I would not let him go.
That's true.
I wouldn't. I would. With the way this secondary is playing, I'd keep it together.
Um, I don't know about Nashawn Wright coming back. Maybe if he signs a team-friendly deal, but with the way he's playing, I think he's going to get it back himself and deserve
Well,
himself.
I hope they keep him. And you're right, team friendly deal would probably be the best thing for him because he did just come out of nowhere. But this guy seems to be, I mean, he's tall, he's long. Um, he is what the other cornerbacks are not with
Yeah.
his size. Yeah. So I think he's more of an asset than a filler. So hopefully the Bears do what's necessary to go ahead and keep him as well too. But again, season's not over. The secondary's got to ball out because Daytomian Wicks just sliced the Detroit secondary.
And then
Although the Detroit secondary ain't all that good any damn way.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't personally, if you ask me, I watched that game. I'm like, Detroit just got manhandled. They don't have as good as an offensive line.
yeah.
Actually, hold on. Let me end this thing and we'll talk a bit about it in this next little thing.
Okay.
In the time.
All right, cool. Yep. All right.
All right. Sorry. So as we were saying, we were talking about the matchup against Green Bay a bit. Look, I watched that Thanksgiving Day game, and just like week 1, Green Bay just handled Detroit easily. And I think
Yep.
it just started from the trenches. They were just dominating these boys in the trenches.
Yep.
The defensive line overmatched their offensive line because their offensive line isn't as good. And fun fact, they tried to get Frank Ragnow to come back out of retirement. Today they announced, because we're recording this on Saturday, he is not going to be coming back to the Lions because he failed his physical.
He failed his physical. Oh, poo. What was it? A hamstring I think it was a hamstring.
I think
something like that.
But that's what happens when you try. See, when I saw that move, I'm like, the Lions are just getting desperate because they know the time is finally come up now.
Correct. And it was shocking to me that Campbell was calling the plays.
Oh yeah, he's been calling the plays past few weeks because, I
was like,
that was a desperate move. But it's funny how he even goes in his press conference and says, well, they asked him about that and everything, and he tried to play out like, well, I kind of was the one that taught Ben Johnson what he knows now. Well, guess what, buddy? It's like what all Bear fans said. The Detroit Lions would miss Ben Johnson. And they clearly are missing Ben Johnson because they already demoted one of their play callers to getting his duties taken away. And now your head coach is like... And since he started calling plays, every time they go for it on 4th down, he's been over.
Yeah.
That's why I'm confident in the Week 18 matchup down the road. Because will be a different Bears team, and they're going to be a different Lions team. But the Packers dominated on the trenches. And then, look, I don't look at the Packers wide receivers as insane dudes. Like, there are no A+ dudes over there. Maybe Christian Watson, right? He already expect Christian Watson's going to give us problems because he always gives us problems.
Yeah, he always gives. But he gives us a problem going deep. He doesn't really. Yeah. Yesterday it was Daytomian Wicks. Yeah. And for me, you let that dude dominate y'all.
Yeah.
Oh man.
When I was watching that game, I'm like, the Lions really letting Devontae Wicks go off on these dudes. Like didn't he catch that 4th down pass? He was the one that caught well, I don't know, but he was catching footballs all over the place. And I'm like, these dudes letting Wicks just go torch them all over the place. I don't know, man. But
I can't see the Bears with this secondary allowing that dude to torch them like he just torched Detroit. That secondary was weak for the Lions. I mean, they look lost. So again, I'm pretty sure Johnson's going to get in the film room if he hasn't done so already, just so he can make sure that we are totally prepared for Green Bay. But again, it still starts with stopping the run. Yeah. It starts with stopping the run.
I don't know. I don't know if Josh Jacobs will be available for this game. Well, did he go out for? I don't remember if he went out a little bit.
I think he played the entire game. He did go out for a couple times, and but Green Bay kept the train on the track with the running game.
Yeah.
So I don't expect anything less of Green Bay, and you know me, of all the coaches in the league, I love me some Matt LaFleur. Granted, he plays with Green Bay, and I don't like Green Bay, but I love me some Matt LaFleur. This guy, his team will come prepared for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, you know,
And
he's
Micah
gonna have his team
Parsons,
prepared with the way Ben
yeah,
Johnson said in his introductory press conference. And then there's, yeah, I guarantee he's gonna be playing on repeat what happened at the end of last year. It's up to the
yep,
Bears just to be prepared at the same time.
correct. And
But
Micah Parsons
the way they were
going to
talking
be up.
in their locker room, they
What?
sound because I think when the offensive line were talking, I think it was Jonah Jackson. He said, "Hey, let you know, great day today. But look, let's focus on Green Bay and let's go get another one."
Green Bay. Green Bay. I mean, this game is over. It's time to get into the film room and let's start looking at Green Bay. Because Micah Parsons is going to be a problem. That dude is,
Yeah,
he's another one.
that's the thing. Hopefully, the
I'm
Bears.
not a Green Bay fan. I wasn't a Cowboys fan, but I gotta admit, I love watching me some Micah Parsons. I mean, this dude is he owns some Lawrence Taylor stuff.
I still
Just
don't
goodness
know. I
gracious.
don't know why the Cowboys traded him to the NFC team. You're always
It
supposed to
was
trade.
47 million, 47 million or do that, but again, I would have traded him to the AFC
I would have traded him to the
myself.
NFC. That's what you're always supposed to do.
I would have
That's in,
sent him to Cleveland.
that's in any league.
Yeah, I would have sent them to Cleveland, one of them, the Raiders. I would have sent them somewhere like that. So obviously, they wanted a defensive tackle, and Kenny Clark fit the bill.
Yeah. Look, as long as the Bears don't let Micah Parsons be a game wrecker like he was in the two games against Detroit, I
Correct.
think they can hang in there with them. But I'm sorry. I would fully expect him if Ozzy Trapillo is starting. He's gonna be opposite of Ozzy Trapillo all the time.
Yep.
So I would hope that
Yep.
they give him help.
Yep. I would hope so too.
Um,
There was a couple of times in which Detroit did double Parsons, and it was successful.
yep.
But they kept moving him around.
Yeah.
They kept moving him around. And that's what you do with a really good pass rusher. You make it so whereas you got to find where he is so you can change your protection. And sometimes that's not as easy as, hey, there he is. Let's double him. So, it's going to be difficult, but the running game for the most part shuts all of that down if they're able to run the way they did.
Yeah.
So 47 carries, what was it, 36, 37 passes. It's a good balance, but it's got to be something on the long side of that to win this game.
Yeah. Look, I think we can beat the Packers. Packer fans are going to talk their crap. It is what it is.
Yep.
But
Yep.
look, I'm just happy that we won the game
Yep.
where we dominated these guys. And honestly, we probably should have blew these guys out. I think like an
Mm-hmm.
I think an Eagles dude. I think I was listening to a clip on Twitter. Like this one dude said, like, dude, just imagine if the win was not a factor in this game. The Bears probably blow us out.
Just imagine Caleb was 17 of 36 passing. Just imagine if he was 25 or 36.
This game's over, and like the game's over by the
I
third
mean,
quarter.
we would have put 30, maybe 40 on these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine that. Keep the running game the same, but let's just say he connects on those bad throws.
Yeah.
And yeah, we agree, or at least we didn't really talk about it, that there was probably somewhere between 7 to 10 really bad throws by Caleb Williams. There was throws in which he just threw it away because he knew there was nothing to gain from it. Yeah. So let's just
I kind
say,
of do hope maybe they change that as a stat for quarterbacks, where it's like if it's a throwaway, that doesn't go towards your completion percentage.
well, I mean, it's still a forward pass. So
Yeah,
I think that's the theory, but
it is crazy though because people said just imagine if he was hitting those or the receivers did catch, his completion percentage would be higher than what it is right now.
yeah, if his completion percentage was higher this game, oh yeah, we would definitely put 30 on the Eagles.
But
Maybe more.
and then let's if you're looking at the Eagles side, like for Vic Fangio, why he's stuck in the zone defense instead of just stack the box and just go man across the board. But I think that's what the Bears were hoping they would do. That's why they were able to get that touchdown to end the game, to basically put the dagger in them, because that's what the Bears were hoping to get them into
Yeah.
a situation where all right, we got to stack the box instead of stay in the zone defense and get gashed through the freaking
Yeah.
just gash. And then the moment they went man defense on that play action pass, right over the top.
And then on top of that, the protection showed it. I mean, what was it? 2 tight end set.
Hmm.
I mean, they ran that quite a bit the entire night. And then once they stacked that box, it was easy. Play action, roll out to the left, you know. So, I mean, it was just really good coaching on Ben Johnson's part, really good blocking by the offensive line, really good. The Bears just basically won the line of scrimmage.
Never
They
believe
won
I
the
would
line
say
of
that.
scrimmage. They won the line of scrimmage. I mean, they stopped the Eagles. The Eagles only got 87 yards rushing.
They got no 56
They
yards rushing.
no,
Oh,
as a team,
Saquon. My bad.
yeah, as a team, they had 87. And for me, and while we got 281, they got 87. I like that difference, which tells me we won the line of scrimmage.
Yep. Look, I'm just happy that the Bears are a good team this year. At least they're going there. Look, at the end of the day, this shows me that this team is definitely different. Now, look, when we get to next year, we'll get to next year. It will be about
Yeah,
consistency, adjusting to what teams will start to give you now that they got the film on you, going
yeah,
forward. But knowing Ben Johnson, we know his offense is sustainable because
correct.
he, after that first year with Detroit when they were good, are in the come up, he still was finding ways to adjust to what teams were giving him. Um,
Correct.
and realistically, it just comes down to the players just playing at the level that they're playing now and still having that same belief. But this shows me, like, again, we talked about it. When Matt Nagy was here, he literally had a press conference that says, I didn't come here to win an I formation. Ben Johnson, knowing his quarterback is struggling today, he stuck with the run game. That's the
Yeah,
difference all I need to see from
yeah,
another offensive-minded coach in Nagy compared to what we have in Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson
correct.
solidified himself as, no, this can be the guy, barring, he doesn't do some of the boneheaded play calls, but he can scheme up an offense. And when the quarterback gets on track with this and he finally understands this and he's hitting the passes, this is going to be a very dangerous offense to deal with for years to come.
Yeah.
And this is what I envision.
Well,
Having an offensive-minded coach with your quarterback lined up in harmony. And if you can do that, we're talking about, I'm not saying, look, I'm not saying Chiefs dynasty type of thing, but a
correct,
consistently good team for years to come. And as barring your
correct.
GM does a good job of managing the cap, at the same time, getting good guys to replace the dudes. Because look, hopefully Luke Newman is that guy. Because last week against Steelers, he came in for a few reps for Jonah Jackson. He played really well. Luke
Mm-hmm.
Newman might be the guy that will have to replace Joe Tooney when eventually Joe
Maybe,
Tooney's going to call it a career. Because I think Joe Tooney's got a
maybe.
good 2-3 years left in him.
That's correct. Also, it was Caleb Williams who actually said, in speaking about Ben Johnson, in which he said Ben Johnson likes to give you the same look, but do different things
Mm-hmm.
while giving you the same look.
Yep.
Like I formation, but let the tight end go on a 9. You know what I'm saying? They like to give you that same look, let you look at one thing over here in which he's thinking about something totally different.
Yep.
So Nagy didn't do that, and Eberflus didn't have a clue what to
He
do
had no clue.
on the offensive side of the football. He had no clue.
Nor did
So
he hire the offensive minds to do anything.
no. So again, because he had no clue how to run offensive football because he's a defensive coach.
Yep.
And we were saying for years, listen here, once we got Williams, we need an offensive minded head coach.
Yep.
And obviously, Poles did it. And let's be honest now. Let's give Poles some credit.
I was about to get into that.
I was about to say, let's give Poles some credit because after that 0-2 start, we were really digging on him. Trying to say that, hey, dude, if you can't, get replacements for these guys that are not playing well, then this all falls upon you. And here it is. Edwards hasn't played basically all year.
all season.
Johnson missed games. Yeah,
Ogwumika's come in and he's
yeah.
filled nicely.
Gordon hasn't played much this year. So, I mean, he picked up C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Now, whether that was a Poles thing or whether that was a Dennis Allen thing, we don't know. But Poles pulled the trigger, brought him in here.
Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, he does a total team effort.
Yep.
It's, we always say the fish rots from the head down. And for me, the fish is the head of the fish, the head of the snake, for me is Poles.
Yep.
And everything is trickling down from what he has been doing. And yes, he deserves much credit.
Yeah, I have to admit, I've been really critical. I've said he needs to be fired, but I have to.
Oh yeah, you were hot after that 0-2 start.
Yeah, and I have to admit where I give credit where credit's due. I still think he's an average GM at best, because I think he's a dude that 100% he says he needs to address the needs, but I don't think he goes out of his ways to address the needs as what it needs to be. But I have to give credit where credit's due. The fact that he did address the offensive line issue, he got the center, he got the 2 guards he needed. And look, I was killing him for the Ozzy Trapillo pick. Ozzy Trapillo for a second straight week has played good football.
Yeah,
and maybe that's
he did draft. He did draft Kyle Monangai, even though we were critical because he drafted Kyle Monangai after Travion Henderson. But apparently he was looking at
Henderson because the Patriots picked him up first.
Well, that's true but we still potentially could have gotten him.
Yeah,
I'll say that. But he was looking for a banger.
Yep.
He was looking for a banger because he already had Swift.
Yep.
So again, now I will say this. Granted, he got the groceries, but it's Ben Johnson that's cooking them.
Mm-hmm.
So let's also be mindful of that. Yeah, we're giving Poles some kind of credit, but when it's all said and done, it's Ben Johnson that's putting these guys in the right position, putting these guys in the right situation, because he knows them a heck of a lot better. So he can get these guys to, 100% based on what they want to do. So everything just has fallen into place.
Mm-hmm.
It's just now.
He's going to go on and win the next few games. And if you beat Green Bay twice and maybe win another game or two, you'll lock up the NFC North.
Here comes the Joker. Here comes Lex Luthor. You think of any top tier villain, here comes Darkseid. Here they come. Ra's al Ghul, here they come. Green Bay is that dude. We got to beat them. Yeah. All of this that we've done in the past, winning, 9 of our last 10 games, all of that pales in comparison. All of that goes away. We lose to Green Bay. I guarantee you.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just got to go beat them in Chicago in 2 weeks.
Yep. We got to beat them twice.
Yeah,
we got to beat them twice.
I would like to beat them twice, but if you lose this game, you damn well better beat them in Chicago. Because
That's correct. Because again, that tie is hurting us. That tie is hurting us. Yeah. We got to beat them, otherwise we will fall. We will fall a loss in the we will fall down a loss to them. So we got to beat them twice.
That's why I continue to say regular season games should not be ended in ties. Should be flamed.
Well, you know what? I agree with you there. But what can you do when you go a whole overtime?
Keep playing until there's a winner. I don't care if you got to do the.
Oh well, they'll do it in the playoffs. The regular season is totally different.
They do in the regular season for college. If they want to do the end zone thing, I'd rather do that then. Do something.
Whatever.
It's like hockey. In hockey, when the overtime period's over, do they just, tie game? No, we go straight to shootout.
Not during the regular season.
Yeah. During the regular season, they go straight to shootout after overtime period.
There's ties in hockey.
Yeah, there's ties in hockey after the shootout period.
Oh, golly.
And I don't even watch hockey, but I'm going to a hockey game tomorrow.
You know what? How often do we get a tie in the NFL? Very rare. Maybe 2 a year. Maybe at best 2. So right now, the only tie that we have is the Green Bay. Who the Green Bay tie with? I don't even
Dallas,
remember.
the Cowboys,
The Cowboys.
or the
But we beat the
Cowgirls.
Cowboys. We beat the Cowboys. We beat the Eagles. We beat the Commanders.
Yeah,
We beat the Giants. We undefeated against the NFC East.
yeah.
So we just got to make sure. But right now we're 1-2 in our own division. We got to beat Green Bay.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what I say. The only other thing is we were 5-0 in November. I guess the Bears just posted that. Look, we'll be back. I'll be back next week. Hopefully Bears win. But look,
Well, you know what? I'll do my very best to power through and be ready for you at what normally would be probably about 2 a.m. my time.
yeah,
I'll do my very best.
yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go watch some college football because it's a big week. Texas A&M already the first team to get upset, so
Yep. And now Alabama wins. If Alabama wins, we got Georgia in the SEC championship game.
we already know what that's gonna happen if that happens again. Who's gonna win that?
I just did not want to see Georgia.
Why would you want to see? You guys always school Georgia. You own Georgia. Kirby Smart breaks
No, see
down.
that's the problem with you young guys. Y'all always do. When you school them, you're dude, man. I can tell you right now, Georgia's chomping at the bit to get us again. And with the way we playing, man, I don't want to see Georgia. I would prefer Texas A&M because they don't know what's going on. They don't know what would have hit them. But Georgia, on the other hand, Georgia is motivated to play us again. I don't want to see that.
And every time they motivated to beat y'all, they keep losing.
Oh, well, that's during the regular season. This is different. We're talking about a
Always
championship
losing to
game
y'all
now.
guys in the SEC championship game too.
Man, that's because we had Saban. This new coach, he's something different. He ain't Nick. He ain't Nick. Nick kept these guys. Nick kept these guys focused when they at home sleep. Nick kept them focused when they eating breakfast. Man, Nick kept them focused in the bathtub. Nick kept them focused 24/7. I just don't see the board doing that.
No. So you rather want them to lose to Auburn today?
I think I told you this, and I'm gonna go ahead and make it public. I'm not a big Kalen DeBoer fan. The best scenario to get a really good head coach with Auburn to get us.
Lose and then miss the college football playoffs again.
Auburn to get us. DeBoer to leave, and then Alabama put together a package to keep Lane Kiffin from LSU.
If you live in Chicago, you're getting free hot dogs. Ben Johnson took his shirt off.
I did see that. That was pretty good. I'm using, man, my first basketball practice is Sunday. I'm using that good, better, best. I'm letting you know right now. I'm using
apparently, the broadcast said he got it from his high school days.
Yeah, his high school days. Yep, I'm using that. I got to admit, I'm using it. I love it. I can't wait.
Yeah, so look, we'll be back next week and things like that. Don't know if we'll get NFL predictions. I know I've been slacking on that because NFL has just been crazy. Freaking Bengals.
Well, at work, I'm in a prediction at work, and I did pick Dallas to beat KC.
Well, of course. The Chiefs suck this year. They might miss the playoffs this year for the first time.
Imagine this. No playoffs with Detroit and Kansas City.
Detroit, I just start laughing because Detroit keeps talking like they are something, but they're not.
But just think about it. No playoffs with Detroit and Kansas City. That would be lovely.
If there is no Kansas City in the playoffs, hot take, I think New England may go all the way because I don't see what team is beating them. The Ravens are playing mid.
Not the Ravens. I do like the Chargers.
Actually, maybe Broncos. Actually.
I like the Chargers and I like the Broncos.
Chargers just got blown up by the Jaguars last week.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, but
oh no,
that's fine.
I can't choose no Charger. I don't trust the Chargers.
But you can't simply say Bo Nix is
Well, the
The
Denver Broncos have shown me more than whatever the heck the Chargers have shown me this year.
you show defensively they have. Defensively, the Broncos have been showing a lot. Offensively, man, Bo Nix has not been playing great football over the past 2 to 3 weeks. But I like the Chargers. I do like New England. Ooh, outside of that, man, I don't. Buffalo, no.
AFC has been absolutely your top three dogs, which is Kansas City, Buffalo, and Baltimore. They have not played good this year.
Yeah, yeah, and you'll probably only get one team out of the AFC North, which will be the division winner, and they'll probably limp into the playoffs. Jacksonville is going to be a problem. Houston, there you go.
Houston,
that's the one I've been thinking.
They mostly want to do the defense. The quarterback play has been average at best, but to make the case,
it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. He's not making mistakes.
Yeah.
Davis Mills has been playing flawless football by making sure that they retain possession and let that defense do their job. Houston and CJ Stroud will be back. He will be back.
He's not back yet. No, he's gonna.
Well, look at it like this: as long as they're winning, why rush them?
True.
But they're on a 4-game winning streak. They done won 4 out of their last 5. And, Stroud has missed 5 games in a row. So, I mean, it's just like, why bring them back? We're winning. Yeah. Now, when they lose, that's when you might consider it. And they are going into Indianapolis this week. And honestly.
And Daniel Jones playing a broken foot.
Yep. And I think with the way Indianapolis has been playing, Houston going to go to Indianapolis and get them too.
Yeah. I'm just happy that tomorrow I can just chillax and watch football in peace.
Yeah, me too. Well, I got basketball practice tomorrow, so it's not like it's.
Well, I'll be going to the hockey game, but that's during Sunday Night Football, so I have Sunday Night Football on my phone while I'm watching.
Okay. Well, I'll be home right before first kickoff.
What is the Sunday Night Football game this week?
Oh,
I gotta check. Let's see. If my phone would load up. Sunday Night Football. Oh, Broncos Commanders. Never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
All right. Well, we're going to get over, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to go watch college football. My uncle's going to go get some sleep so we can go watch his Crimson Tide play the Auburn Tigers.
Roll Tide.
But catch you guys in the next video. And but till then, guys, peace. I'll say this. The Bears are giving me more joy than the Clippers.
Oh, and the Bulls are the worst defensive team I've ever seen in the last, 20 years. So, yeah, just.
The Bulls might beat the Clippers whenever they play because that's how bad the Clippers are.
Yeah, the Clippers have been bad. That'll be a game I do not want to watch.
I'm done watching the Clippers.
Oh, dude, man, New Orleans put 143 in regulation on the Bulls. That's how bad the Bulls are.
Yeah. It's rough for you guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys.